Hey, what's up, folks? Hang on a second. Okay. I think that should be okay. I think. Wonder why they don't let you choose random.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage. Great.
Still have lotion on my hand. Or still hasn't dried out. Hey Ratchet, what's up?
Fairy versus Zeta. Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
I got that long range. Just finished season 1, chapter 3. That's the whatchamacallit, Victoria housekeep chapter, right? And then what was chapter 4 then? What was chapter 4? I'm trying to recall the list of characters. Victoria housekeep. Oh, wait. I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Okay, yeah. That's right. Chapter 4 is the Outer Ring. I know the name of their faction, but I can't pronounce the naming. Sons of the it starts with a C, but yeah, the Outer Ring gang. I got that. I was about to say the Section 6 hand group, but yeah, not yet. I think that's after. Yeah, that's right. Outer Ring. And then Section 6. I think somewhere in between you do kind of like meet one of the members. Or some of the members of Section 6. Yeah, that's the name. Calion? Caldon? Caldon? I have no idea. I have never heard them say the name. Then again, I'm like listening in Korean dubs. But yeah, you're gonna love them. I don't know what the outer ring is. Think of it as the Mojave Desert or the Grand Canyon with bike riders. I don't know how that keeps happening. Is that like a major clash? A lawless place? No, it has its own laws. As they have kind of like a leader that kind of like runs the whole canyon. They're not criminals, no. It's just people who don't live in the urban city, you know, people who live outside. Think of it like a New Yorker versus somebody living in, I guess, the Nevada desert. Like, it's a different setting, pretty much. But they're not bad. But of course, just like any society, civilization, you're gonna encounter some bad folks, of course. But yeah, you'll see. Once again, you'll see more Hoyoverse quality story.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
Oh, nice. Nice infants.
Player 1. Battle 2. Engage. Great.
Maybe you should increase the rounds to 3 instead of just 2. Recently I finished the Honkai story. It had a glorious epic fight with a new weekly boss. But oh my god, oh, I wanted to skip everything because the dialogue, oh my god, even as I was button mashing through the dialogue, it just kept going and going. It's like, when do you get to the, you know, when do I get to control my characters and move and fight? It just kept going and going. It's no wonder why the next update for Honkai they're finally gonna implement a skip cutscene option. You can already do that in ZZZ, and yeah, some people argue, well, Genshin doesn't have one, but I have no problem with watching through the cutscenes in Genshin whatsoever. Did the last minute pull before it changes this afternoon. I got the A rank Ultra 4 times and her W engine, and finally Ben 3 times. First character banner, pull banners, nice, not bad. If I'm not mistaken, Pultra is the foxy lady. She's the character you'll encounter in the Outer Ring. At first, as sort of like the antagonist-ish, but nah, she's not a full-time antagonist. She's just a upper higher mercenary. But you'll see more of her character and eventually why she not really changed sides. She secretly likes somebody, but you'll see. I don't know much about Ben's playstyle other than he is a defense type character, so I could imagine his build would just be focused on defense since that's his class. But he more or less kind of has a parry system where he uses that giant pillar of his as a counter defense or something. Pultra is a physical stun character. She is unique where she has like her own unique sort of like bar gauge where when you use another character besides her, when you activate your X special attack, she'll jump in and assist you with like not like a tag in, but she'll like jump in on the side and attack the enemy. Since she's a stun, she basically helps you, do some stun damage on the enemy stun gauge. It does run out fast because I think there's like other inputs on how you can call her in. But yeah, I'm sure you already probably gone through the tutorial on what her playstyle is. Yeah, it's a given practically, because while she is the A rank of that playstyle, of course there is a S rank agent equivalent to that. I think her name is Trigger. So it's nice that Hoyoverse gives players, two options. You have two variations, S rank and then an A rank. So, but there's been a lack of A rank agents as of now. So that's always concerning with gacha games when they forget to cater new players, or generally everybody. That you need to have A rank agents, 4-star characters.
Believe in victory.
Sure, yeah, it's just so they can make money, But where was I? Oh yeah, Honkai getting a skip cutscene. I think Hoyoverse is fully aware they made their dialogues in Honkai too long, so they're finally adding a skip button. Also, almost every new character in Honkai is dead, like story-wise. They're down. It's literally down to, besides your character, the Trailblazer, and what's his name, Don Hang. Yeah, practically all the new faces have been sacrificing themselves one by one, but for good reasons. But again, I barely pay attention to the story. I was just like, oh, okay, this person's dead, this person's dead, this person's getting left behind, this person's just chilling. Oh, okay, some Grim Reaper killed another main character. Okay, it's the end of the world. But now it's down to one more person who's practically has done nothing or barely anything to contribute, but he's finally going to do something. He is supposedly the last hope. Yes, for the first time in a long time, they're putting a male character in a Hoyoverse game to do something. I guess to save the world or something. Also, I found some kind of theory that the whole place in Honkai, the new world, you're living inside a computer. The whole setting is Greek mythology with some emojis and technical stuff and ghosts. I don't know, but there's a theory that it's a computer. They even lately I saw something what looks like a hard drive, and I'm like, oh, flash drive, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess that theory might be correct. And this is why I think Honkai, it was fine, the story was fine, but then right at the third world, the fourth world, what the heck? So how the heck does Honkai do something weird while ZZZ and Genshin looks practically tamed? Speaking of Genshin, yeah, has confirmed it's gonna be there's gonna be a 5.8, which means I can confidently say 6.0, the final region, will be available in August. Unless Hoyoverse pulls the last second and be like, oh no, we got one more, 5.9. Ooh, and yeah, sorry, the new character that the new character for Genshin is somebody from Inazuma, a what do you call them? Automaton. She almost resembles kind of like Noelle. I went into the exchange shop and traded in polychromes, and I caught like 16 or 1700. I would get like 107 summons. Nice. Use those summons wisely. Whether you're still rolling for the permanent banner, where you know the countdown 300 pulls, or the limited time runs. Which, by the way, that reminds me. Yeah, I know the Phase 2 banner just went live. I don't know how Hoyoverse does it, but whenever a new character gets teased, you know, like before their banner goes live, they just kind of they showcase the character lore and gameplay wise, and it kind of makes you want to pull for that character, even though beforehand you tell yourself, maybe it's just a skip. That's what's happening with me for what's her name, the new character Ju Fufu, the little small tiger. So I had a ultimatum, I guess, self ultimatum, or a plan, I should say, where I can wait it out until, because there's gonna be a special program either next week or the week after where they're going to do the usual monthly special program. They highlight new content, new characters for sure. So for the new characters, as they Hoyoverse themselves have already leaked, or not leaked, revealed. That's why I'm kind of like debating. I should look at see if they're worth pulling, because if not, then maybe I could pull Ju Fufu by the last second. Or if not, if the newer characters look more interesting, then I'll skip. Though I feel like I'm gonna regret that, just like how I did that with Jane Doe. Exchange 60 summons and save my polychrons for a later banner. Okay, you're planning, just like me, except I'm sort of also kind of like, well, yeah, in a bit of a dilemma, but it's still planning, just knowing what banner to pull for, you know? Good to see that Fairy is still a long-range fighter. You know, I haven't booted up Rising in such a long time. I bought the game when it was on sale last month, I think. Because the deluxe edition that came with Character Pass 1. I was like, okay, sure, why not? I waited pretty long time, and then I was like, oh wait, there's a season pass too. Okay, more new characters on the way this year. So I did not get the pass because I rather just get the characters. And I did the math. I made sure that the price was right, because all the extras in the character pass was just color palettes, and I'm like, nah, skip. I mean, I don't need a color palettes. I just need the characters. Save, what, $15 or something, and that's it. Just get the characters. Honestly, I think at this point, with so many characters in Rising, I think it would be nice if Arc could throw in a 3v3, I guess. Either like real time or SNK style, you know, 3 characters take turns. But then again, actually no, I think the tag team wouldn't work because the button layouts. So maybe SNK style, actually. I think SNK style will work better. It's funny how, assuming that Genshin 5.8 will be the last update before 6.0, that means they will leave you off by revisiting Inazuma before heading off to the final destination, or second final destination, I guess. Because yeah, there is that the floating island Celestia. Well, not island. It's actually basically God's home. It's where all the Archons gather, and yeah, of course there is the usual higher rank gods out there up there. parody. Okay. Oh, excuse me. So basically a stance.
Great.
I don't suppose they have a simple input, right? No, they do. It's just R1.
Great.
Hmm.
Great.
Hmm. Doesn't have a knockback or anything.
Great.
Oh, okay. I think I see. Hmm.
Excellent.
Yeah, to catch up on Genshin, I haven't touched it since months after the Inazuma Festival story. Don't worry, take your time. No rush. The journey. It's all about the journey, not the final destination.
Great. Great.
Is there a difference? Yeah, there is a difference on the close range. I'm to focus on ZZZ right now. Oh yeah, don't worry, I feel ya. You want to explore on the newer game, although practically both games are new to you. Oh, that reminds me. The official Hoyoverse pop-up store showed up. I didn't hear about it, but they tweeted it yesterday. They opened up a pop-up shop in my local area downtown. And yeah, I saw the photos and I'm like, oh man, they finally came. They finally came to Canada. Because usually for the past 4 years, and it's only Genshin focused pop-up shop. past 4 years, they opened their they usually do their pop-up shop in Korea, I think somewhere in Europe, like Paris, Germany, and yes, of course, in America, like New York, Los Angeles, but never have they ever came to Canadian grounds, and now, for the first time, they did. I'm tempted to go, but timing is a bit not really favoring me. I guess the weekend is a good chance to go, but the problem is, is like finding parking in a downtown area. You know how it is. If you ever, when you go to a rural downtown, parking is a son of a bee. Not only that, but cities always pay. You always have to pay for parking. Urban cities, downtown, uptown, it's always parking fees, which I don't mind, I guess, but on top of whatever they're selling at the pop-up shop. From what I've seen, actually no, they did show what they're selling. Plus, they have crane games, and they're also kind of like, I think they have like a Xbox kiosk of the game, just for people to get hands on, new people. Of course, yes, you can expect cosplayers, because they did show off some photos of some folks cosplaying. As for merch, pretty much a lot of good stuff. Goodie bags, standees, posters. But the funny thing is, I technically already have bought some of these official Hoyoverse stuff. Like, I actually, during the anime convention, there's actually I have their business card. There's says here on their business card, authorized Hoyoverse retailer. So I'm assuming these guys have a connection. Well, yeah, authorized. Yeah, they have a connection to Hoyoverse, allowing them to sell official Hoyoverse merch. So even if I miss this pop-up shop, I can always go and consult to their website. But being there at a pop-up shop is, I guess, like a first-time official experience, right? And I will never know when they'll ever come back and do it again, right? And again, 4 years. I mean, to be fair, you can't count the first 2 years, since Genshin was still new and pretty popular at the time. So of course they had to expand eventually. But yeah, they took 4 years to finally touch Canadian grounds. But like I said, the timing may not favor for me. And I don't know. I'll see. I'll think about it. Although I would expect tons and tons of people. You know what's funny? A couple of months ago, or no, I think it was last month. Yeah, it was last month. When I went to the bank, when I was, doing the usual withdraw, deposit, whatever. Twice, not once, but twice, have people saw my wallet, and my wallet is a Genshin with Ganyu. They two bankers literally recognized who the character was, and they're like, "Oh, is that Genshin?" And then they were like, "Oh, what adventure rank are you in? How many hours did you put in? Who's your main team?" And I'm like, "Oh," of course I casually responded. And then afterwards, when I got out, I was like, oh yeah. Even after 4 years, people are still playing the game. And not only that, bank tellers, people who are maybe older than me, those bank tellers, they know what Genshin is. It's our people. And they say video games don't bring people together. But yeah,
Beatrix.
interesting encounter. Of course, I know I would expect um, like people of my age, maybe even younger, to know what it is. But I didn't think anybody older than me would be would actually know Genshin or even still play it. So hey, kudos to them.
Believe in victory.
Speaking of wallet, I might have to get a
Engage.
if they sell an official wallet. Maybe I might have to change my wallet. It's showing a little wear and tear. Even if somebody asks me who my main is, I usually just I just casually just say, whoever, random variety. Plus my mains do change every now and then anyways, especially when there's like new characters. Oh, excuse me. It was still in cooldown.
Battle 3. Engage.
I actually forgot how to grab. Oh my god, the past 2 days outside, holy smokes, 40 degrees Celsius. If you don't read Celsius, I apologize. I don't read Fahrenheit. But hey, Google is there to give you the conversion. But if you ever been to Mexico, that's pretty much what it felt like the past 2 days. Ugh, I could barely breathe outside. So humid. But it is sort of cooling down tomorrow because rain is coming. But although I don't think that's going to stop the humidity that still like lurks.
Battle 2. Engage.
Nice wall bounce. Oh, that's good news. It's freaking hot. But it's still, I mean, thing is, it's only the month of June, or, well, last week of June, but that just means we're only June is usually like just the first month of the season. Wait until July comes in. That's where, oh, that's where all hell will break loose. And then by the time August hits, that's when we're gonna enter that usual phase of, oh, I wish winter came. Heck, at this point, I just want winter already. Or fall. And then, you know, rinse and repeat. When winter comes, then you're like, okay, I want summer back. But personally, not a summer guy. I dread summer. I can bear winter. Oh yeah, I just reminded myself, whatchamacallit. Tomorrow, the Arc System Work Showcase is happening. So when I first saw that news, I was like, honestly, I'm going to say right off the bat what a lot of people are thinking ever since the announcement was made. We're hoping to see some Marvel Tokon. Oh wait, I think I already said this, but I think that was when I was closing off the yesterday stream, right? But yeah, no, my point still stands. I think, personally, I think it's a 50-50 chance that they'll talk about Marvel Tokon. Because while the game is still, it was just revealed like a couple of weeks ago, right? But they did say in that same trailer reveal that they said that in the coming days, months, leading up to the release of the game next year, they did say they're going to reveal characters and other game modes, right? So, assuming that there is going to be just a small teaser, even if it's just one character of Marvel Tokon, then yeah, that'll be nice to have. But the biggest highlight, what they said in their on the showcase tweet, is that they've been working on a new. There's going to be some new announcements, a new, what people assume could be a new IP, or yeah, just maybe a new fighting game. It could be the so-called rumor One Piece game, but who knows? People did not see Marvel Tokon coming. No leaks whatsoever. Which is amazing considering how long they've been working on the game. So, whatever this new project is, assuming it is a new project, a new game, I have a feeling it might come out this year, because clearly Marvel Tokon is their biggest project right now. And since we know it's coming out sometime next year, I have a feeling Arc it has like another game in the works, and they want to shoehorn in that this year, because obviously they don't want to release whatever this new project is next to Marvel Tokon. You can't have two Arc System Work fighting games. I mean, they could try one that caters to Marvel and the other is for directly Arc System Work fans, like a Blaze Blue game or Under Night or no, they whatchamacallit, no, not Guilty Gear. Guilty Gear they're still working on, because alright, there's going to be a panel at Anime Expo where they're going to talk about Guilty Gear Strive, and I saw it on their tweet. They might showcase what the guest character Lucy. Yeah, so it's not gonna be Guilty Gear Strive 2 or whatever. They're still working on the game. So whatever it is, we'll see. But yeah, I do believe this new project is gonna be a game that might come out this year. Something like for the holidays. And then while people are going to be busy with that game, then, you know, people will eventually move on to Marvel Tokon. And considering Tokon is their biggest game, you know, of course, you want all eyes, ears, heads looking at Tokon. Especially Marvel, since, you know, this is a collaboration between them, Arc, Marvel, and Sony. Oh yeah, for sure. Evo next year is gonna be an interesting one.
Player 1. Battle 2. Engage.
Voice. Oh, the classic Arc anime fighting game where if somebody does their ult, they have invincible frames. In fact, the one game that I remember consistently that had that was Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle.
Believe in victory. Battle
Speaking of
1.
Blaze Blue,
Engage.
I kind of do wonder if and when the Arc will ever come back to that franchise.
Great.
The last Blaze Blue game that came out was some roguelike game. I think it was called Entropy Effect. Except it was not made directly by Arc. It was made by, I think, outsourced by a third-party dev. Excuse me, cross-side does it count? No, it counts because not only is it the name, but it's a fighting game. that uses
Believe in victory.
that uses Blaze Blue characters. But think of it as, you know, it was practically just Arc System Work All Stars, kind of, with random guest characters. And of course, you can tell that the selling point at the time when it was first revealed was the guest characters. I still remember it, long ass time ago. When they showcased, it was at Evo. I forgot what year actually, but yeah, I remember Ruby characters. And then the weirdest thing for sure, the weirdest thing was the way how they were trying to sell the product itself. How the base game would not give you all the characters, you just get like some of them. And then you have to get like, basically they give you like less than half of the roster. But then they're like, oh, you can get the rest as separate DLC. I don't know. I only just remember how confusing it was with the way how they were trying to distribute the game as a whole. And of course, eventually there would be like a special edition of a sort, where they threw in a couple of more characters. And people thought, you know, there would be a little bit more after that, like extra DLC, but no. And the weirdest part, in terms of like the Evo scene, was that there were tournaments. It was at major tournaments at Evo, and it had a longer lifespan than Street Fighter Cross Tekken. But yeah, that was the during the Capcom dark days. There were already people registering for tournaments to participate in Blaze Blue Cross Tag, and Street Fighter Cross Tekken had some, but yeah, it only had 1 year of a lifespan, and that was it. Street Fighter Cross Tekken was done. Then again, how would they do a Blaze Blue now that the story practically did, you know, finish? I mean, then again, they did continue with Cross Tag. Man, I remember when Blaze Blue first came out, 9 characters, and it was considered like a fresh new take on fighting games, new sort of like art style, I guess I want to say. I was there from the beginning. I was like down for it. Although when the second one came out, I was just, I guess at that time I was just more swarmed on Capcom fighting games. But yeah. I wonder if they're gonna do it again though. Because I personally think that Blaze Blue should come back, and with how much Arc has evolved over the years, especially with their especially with Guilty Gear, Dragon Ball Fighters, and I guess DNF Duel as well, because DNF Duel does run on the same engine. But remember, DNF Duel was not made by Arc; it was just published, and Arc basically just outsourced their engine to Aidings. Aidings was the main developers, and yeah, so I kind of wonder, after all that, surely Blaze Blue should be next in line. But if I want to be frank, I would also love to see Arcana Hearts make a return. And yeah, that's another Arc System Work published game, not made by them. And yeah, the other editions of Arcana Hearts 3 are on Steam. I think it's Arcana Hearts 3 Max Heart 6 stars. I think that's what it's called. They even threw in DLC at the time, two or four characters. And then that was it. And then we wouldn't hear of another Arcana Hearts character until the main character, Poster Girl, showed up in Cross Tag. And that was it. But yeah, part of me was just like, yeah, I would love to see I would love to see Arcana Hearts make a return. But that also depends if the main devs, Examu or something, I think that's how it's pronounced, if they were still around. But I don't know. I don't know what they're doing now, if they're still around. Otherwise, it's just an IP that Arc System Work owns and probably won't do anything with it. Which is typical of every company, you know how it is. They have to focus on their home marketable IPs. Because if you go back and try to revitalize the old, how many people would actually be interested in that versus, something that people recognize? It's kind of like Nintendo. Too many Mario and Zelda games, but what about F-Zero? Sure, they brought back F-Zero GX for the GameCube, but no new F-Zero. And it's also like Activision favoring Call of Duty over everything that does matter. Capcom, they better start work. I'm sure they're maybe working on another fighting game on the side. Because, yeah, again, game development doesn't happen in just a year. Or as they announce the game suddenly. Unless they label and say, now in development. What was it? But yeah, no, Capcom needs a new fighting game. Arc is way ahead of them. Heck, Arc is still working on this game with more DLC characters on the way this year. And Guilty Gear Strive. Multiple games, and yet Capcom is stuck with only Street Fighter 6. And I guess the other Capcom collections, sure. Oh yeah, right, there's the Capcom Fighting Collection 2. Oh wait, no, that came out already. Right, because I have it. I'm not blind, right? Do you have it? Yeah, Capcom Fighting Collection 2. I have it on Switch.
Narmaya versus Nier.
Although Digital Eclipse is the one that was handling that.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage. Player 1, win. Battle 2, engage. Break.
Oi! Oh shoot, no, I should have swapped. Swap stance.
Narmaya versus Metera.
Oh, I just realized something. By the time Marvel Tokon has like a close or open beta, Arc, I swear they better be prepared for the oncoming traffic. otherwise people are gonna have a hard time finding a single match. I think the last time they had that was Guilty Gear, right? Because with so many players, definitely who are going to participate in the beta demos. Oh yeah, Arc system better be prepared for the oncoming traffic. I personally doubt. personally doubt they're gonna have a playable demo at Evo.
Sandalphon.
Like, I'm sure Arc is probably working their butts off trying to probably meet deadlines like that.
Believe in victory.
Because I'm sure thousands want to get hands on with the game. Think of just imagine the lineup for sure, the lineup queue just to get hands on with it. If Arc was there at Evo, big sign at their booth, Marvel Tokon playable demo. And man, I honestly feel a little sad for Riot Games, 2XKO. Oh man. First they got a shitty name. Like, personally, I think the name, they could have gone something with better. And the infrastructure of the game, how similar to Street Fighter Cross Tekken, but they enforce the idea where it's a 2v2. But you have to have another person with you. Unless it's still a beta, they can change that where they can't just, you can control 2 characters rather than finding a random friend online to do the 2v2. Because I think that was the problem I remember seeing 2XKO, where I've seen so many hands-ons and there was never a one-on-one. It was always 2v2, but rather than controlling 2 characters yourself, like how you do, let's say, Marvel Infinite, you need another person to go play with you. Which is honestly kind of on point with Riot Games, like League of Legends. You don't play League of Legends with bots, you want to play with players. But yeah, I'm sure they can change that anytime. But as of now, with Marvel Tokon, oh jeez. Sure, one would argue, but League of Legends is a well-known franchise. Oh yeah? Well, think about how long Marvel's been around. Was there a League of Legends comic from the back then, 19 something? Nah, of course not. Plus, think about the kids. They probably carry around their Iron Man backpacks and Spider-Man lunch boxes. Is there a lunch box of League of Legends for the kids? Well, of course, not that Marvel Tokon would cater to kids, unless you got them into fighting games.
Battle 2. Engage. Break. Break. Break.
Wah! I'd rather stay in my lane when it comes to fighting games. I do not want to play online. Online players are more terrifying. Smash, on the other hand, is a different case. I don't mind playing PvP, whether it's online or locally. Well, I guess mainly because on a personal level, I'm more comfortable with Smash. But traditional fighting games, oh man, I get cornered so easily. That's why it's peer pressure. I can't handle it. And of course, no. I mean, depending on the fighting game, you know, whether it has if it doesn't have rollback, then I'll be suffering as well. I still remember the days when I did give it a go from, I think, Street Fighter 4, Super Street Fighter 4, I tried online, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, even Grand Blue, not the Rising, the vanilla version. And let me tell you, cornered easily, all 3 games. No mercy. I mean, sure, that's no different than playing a SNK arcade mode where the bosses in SNK games always spam and corner you easily, but at least you feel it. You feel the pressure more on a PvP match than arcade, because at least with CPU, sure, you can lash out, no problem. Just try not to punch your walls or smash your controller. Controllers are now $100, man. Don't chuck it. And yeah, you don't. And yeah, at least you can be toxic with the CPUs. But by all circumstance, you do not want to be toxic against real people in a PvP match. And don't fall for it, man. Don't give them the pleasure of when they start insulting you, and giving you the salt. Don't give it to them. Like, just suck it. Just know one thing. If somebody starts insulting you, even when you lose, especially when you lose a match, just know. You don't have to say it out loud. Just say it. Just keep it in yourself and just tell them. Just say to yourself, "Oh, he must be fun in parties, that a-hole." And he has no esports respect. It's kind of like it reminds me of that one time, a long time ago during Smash. I think it was back with Smash for Wii U. It happened live. After the match, the losing player just got so salty. He quickly unplugged, rolled up his wire. The other guy who won, he immediately tried to reach for a handshake, but the guy got up before he even realized and rolled the wire before, and even left before even realizing, oh, he's giving a handshake. Oh, okay. And yeah, even the commentators caught on easily the second that happened. Yeah, again, you don't want to be that. You don't want to have that behavior, especially if it's live. Because God knows how many people are watching, and they see that person being very salty live. Yeah, you don't want to be that. You don't want to be that guy. The last time I got salty was Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2. I lashed out so hard at one of my internet friends. Just thinking back on it, yeah. Can't believe I was such a asshole prick. Oh, but don't worry. I quickly realized. The minute after that, I realized, oh shit. I was salty. Although we didn't use the word salt back then. Back in whatever year Modern Warfare 2 came out, 2009. But yeah, that's sort of the nature of competitors. You have respectful ones, and then you have the asshole ones. And if people are gonna say, well, that's what video games does to you, oh yeah? Then explain hockey, basketball, especially football. At least football they tackle, but Jesus Christ, have you seen all the violence that happens between two team members in hockey? So it's not just video games, you hypocrites. You think video games are the problem? No, it's just human nature at its finest. Of course, people are going to get angry when they lose, and forgetting that, oh, you messed up. You're just not playing well because your team messed up. Whatever. You're just ignoring the fact that that was a mistake you made. But like I said, it's natural. It's natural human behavior. You just gotta control. What's the difference? Oh, I see. I see. Oh, and that one's a wall bounce too. But I cannot keep up. Unless I do it low. What? Oh no, the timing is really tight. Just to catch on that. Excuse me. Doesn't go full. Oh no, unless I'm in a good distance, good range. I forget, characters only have like two supers. Oh no, that's after transforming. Okay, I see. But don't you need another? Yeah, you need another 100. that's a funny air dash. Oh, never mind. You don't need a full meter. I wonder if there's a difference if I. No, it's the same damage output regardless of transformation or not. Before Street Fighter 6, I think it was this game where doing the one button input to do your commands would just give you less damage to work with. Which makes sense, because it's like, hey, casual players, you'll have one button to do pretty much everything for you, but the penalty is you'll do less damage, which is exactly what Street Fighter 6's thing does, where people who use manual will do less damage, and classic, the ones who do the technical inputs can do more damage. And then there was that, I remember there was that whole spiel on the internet. People who were using classic were like nagging and complaining about people who are using modern controls. And no, the people eventually just got over it. But there's a reason why some fighting games today have a one button input that does it. And it works. I mean, just look at Smash. Smash practically solidified that argument. I mean, yeah, because it's a party game, but it works. Heck, have you seen all the combos that people were able to pull off in Ultimate and Wii U? Not counting Brawl, because Brawl only had Meta Knight. But yeah, people. No, Smash Brothers pretty much is the king of simple to control, difficult to master. And then when you look at how Arc System Work fighting games have pretty much, no, not just Arc, but pretty much most anime games. Anime fighting games all use like simple commands, nothing too technical. It was Capcom, however, where Capcom, SNK, especially SNK, where so many of their inputs were difficult to input. Some simple and definitely some technical, depending on the character's playstyle. And let's not forget about all the stupid charge characters like Chun-Li and Guile and Bison, where they're always forced to just crouch all the time because that was like the easiest way to do any of their inputs. I think Street Fighter 6 brought that back. I know 5 they got rid of it. Charge characters will no longer do that. And then looking back on the Capcom and MVC collection, now those games have the one button input that does the supers for you. Although what's funny is the way how CVS2 does it, you'll still see the characters do it in motion. When you press the one button, they'll do funny movements, like they'll like step back and then they initiate it. Like Akuma's Raging Demon, you'll see him do like a 2 jab punch really quickly, because that's how you do it. That's how you immediately launch it. Whereas MVC2, the characters immediately just activate their command or even their special super. Maybe that's just the way how the games worked back then. Maybe there was a one button input secretly in MVC2. But yeah, there's a reason why there's a rise of those kind of those fighting games to have them. Because you have to remember, you fighting game fans, game devs gotta cater their games to everybody, or as much as many people, not just to you veterans. Otherwise, how are you gonna get new people to play it? You have to have a game that that opens up to not just the hardcore fighting game fans, but even casuals, people who just want to get into fighting games. And you know what's amazing? You know what's actually funny? It works with Street Fighter 6. Ever since the modern controls was implemented, more and more people got to play Street Fighter 6. Even some VTubers who say they have never played a fighting game, and then they jumped into Street Fighter 6, and eventually some of those people who got used to the controls, they switched to classic. And eventually they choose whether they want to stick to modern or classic controls. Whatever works, because yeah, again, modern controls in Street Fighter 6 punishes players by mitigating the damage. Whereas, you know, people who use classic technical inputs, you know, they have to work hard to do stuff like this. And the Shoryuken input, which, trust me, back then for me, I didn't understand how to do a Shoryuken input until finally now I understand the gist of it. And yeah, I do the same principle, same mindset when I do a Shoryuken input in Smash Brothers with Ryu, Ken, Terry, and Kazuya. And boy, my thumbs hurt back then when I was trying to do a Shoryuken input in Super Street Fighter 4. But now we have two options. We could just do a technical or a simple. Just forward R1 or zigzag. Just like in Smash. I mean, if you remember how Sakurai demonstrated Ken and Terry's showcase, yeah, you have the B input that would just simply do it, or you can do the actual Street Fighter technical input. And yes, it does matter, damage output, and interestingly, the details. When Ryu does the Shoryuken, the simple input, he doesn't put enough energy in his scream, but when you do the technical, he actually screams out loud. Terry is visual, where his what's it called? Burning Knuckle. Simple input, there's less fire. Technical, and then the actual input, you see like green fire. And the sound effect is like different. So yeah, more fighting games need to do that. You old veterans. And speaking of which, I saw a random video thumbnail on my algorithm. Some folks in the FGC are mad because new players are kicking their asses. It's happening. I predicted it. I predicted that some old veterans of today, like I imagine MVC fans or veterans, are now just are losing it. They're losing their touch. And all the new kiddies that are getting into fighting games, they're like, step aside, Gramps. We're the new generation. Hey man, if you veterans are getting mad, I don't know, what's the 2 words? More practice. Heck, I'm sure your Virgil, Akuma, Zero, Morrigan combo can still work, but have you seen people bring in a Hulk? Yeah. Have you seen Hulk mains suddenly on the rise? Heck, ever since MVC2 came back, people decided to just go crazy and make their own combinations, while others are sticking to, like, you know, tier list.
Vera. Grimner.
Oh boy, I wonder what kind of tier list, how the tier list is gonna look like for Marvel Tokon.
Vera. Versus Grimner.
Who will be S and who will be F?
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
Hey, that works.
Great. Great.
That was not the input I meant to do. My bad.
Battle 2. Engage. Versus Eustace.
It'll be wild, honestly, if Hoyoverse suddenly
Believe in victory. Battle 1.
makes a fighting game.
Engage.
They already have lots of characters, 4 different games. All they need is fighting game experience, or they can just outsource it to somebody with that expertise.
Player 1. Battle 2.
Excuse me.
Engage. Great. Great. Vera versus Beatrix.
Either outsource or they do it in-house.
Engage.
Although, technically there's already a Hoyoverse esports. Specifically Genshin's TCG.
Great. Great.
And boy, yes, some people do take that to a whole new level. It's also the reason why they keep update. They can Hoyoverse does now every now and then, or for the most part, update the TCG,
Battle 2.
add new cards, especially when there's like new characters, right? I never went back to that TCG. It was fun, but as the more I played it, I was just like, no, definitely not my thing, because I was suddenly reminded of it was starting to show the cracks as to why I don't play much card games.
Believe in victory.
It reminded me so much of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Great.
I would rather watch on the side. I can see the appeal, but it's definitely not my thing that I would sink my teeth in. You gotta be dedicated. But dedication is one thing, but the worst thing you want to be is those Pokemon card freaks. Have you seen I've been seeing some video evidence, I guess I would call them. Some Pokemon fans are just whole levels of crazy. Like, of course, everybody knows scalping is like a thing. Pokemon card fans. The way how I saw the footages, some two geeks were like blocking the vending machine when it was getting refilled on new cards. And they were basically holding the fort to make sure nobody else gets dibs on the vending machine. And then of course you have those who just buy bulks and try to resell any cards, especially the rare ones they open up. I know that's also a thing with Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but Pokemon has been like the main target. Because of course, between Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon, boy, oh no, that's an invincible. I thought he had like invincibility. I mean, super armor. Okay, now yeah, super armor. I just saw that.
Battle 2. Engage. Great.
First time I saw this guy, I thought he was Nightmare for a second. But he looks like Nightmare, but he actually has a soft heart. Big scary guy, but he's not evil. Nah, quite the opposite.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
He fights for good and peace.
Great. 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 Great.
Ow. Oh yeah, Warriors Abyss is getting a new update next week on the 4th of July. They're bringing in 4 new characters. specifically from Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. So there, of course, which was pretty much obvious. Because it's still the year of the ninja. Wow. So yeah, they're having Ryo Hayabusa, Ayane, Rachel, and Momiji. And yeah, some folks were wondering, what about Kazumi? She was in Ninja Gaiden. Yeah, 3. This is Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. They're using a reference. So, no Kazumi. Kazumi would be labeled under Dead or Alive. Like the game Dead or Alive. Did you get Ninja Gaiden helmet for Halo Infinite? Oh yeah, no, not yet. Yeah, I did saw that. Could have sworn that it was already in the base game, but guess not. Definitely need to. I need to check that. Like, is it part of the battle pass, or I can get it from the shop? I forget already. Well, if I have to microtransactions for it, just like how I did with the ODST helmet. Well, yeah, ODST helmet was locked behind the first battle pass, the Heroes of Reach. It's in the exchange shop. Oh, okay, then I have to grind. Grind I must, and I need to do that by simply playing Firefight. When did I transform? 20k. I don't know how much I have at the moment, but I don't think it's anywhere close to that. Man, I think what 343 should do is give out a teaser on what the next round of what the next armor pieces will be available at the exchange shop, and which ones are coming back for a rerun. I think I might know who's in that picture portrait. But yeah, I should grind and get the Hayabusa helmet. I remember that was like among one of the hardest armor pieces to get back when Halo 3 came out, along with the Dragon Sword. Back in the day when somebody used to be the cool kid for having the Hayabusa armor, only to find another person in multiplayer with the same helmet, and you thought, what? I thought I was the only person who had it. If I'm not mistaken, I think to get that helmet you needed to get every skull or something like that. Yeah, back in the day when we had unlockables. Although some unlockables were unforgiving. Like Resident Evil 2, the classic. I could never ever beat that game because of the nature of, well, you can't, no headshots did not exist. I mean, actually it did. The first Resident Evil had headshots. It's just way too risky. Yeah, I saw the playlist, the Griffball comeback. I think I remember back in the day, they used to make Griffball very e-sporty. Maybe it still is somewhere out there. But then again, with the growth of competitive shooters like Valorant, Call of Duty, I guess, and Counter-Strike, yeah, I guess something like Griffball would just be played on the side, like a community service, community tournament. We will be bringing you the latest information regarding Arc System Works, in addition to the latest details on various game titles, including a completely new title. We are also scheduled to announce a new project that Daisuke Ishiwatari is working on. What time is it? What time does it go live? Let me see. Tomorrow Eastern Time, 8:50 p.m. And I already see a comment already posted. Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls! Well, like I said, everybody has the same mindset on what they're hoping to see. Anyways. Alright, one more arcade run. They're gonna try somebody. I think I already... No, I gotta go back into the training lab.
Nier versus Jita. Great.
How did it go? It was like... Yeah, this is the pull in. But then, yeah, that's what happens is heart piece, heart meter. Oh, yeah, no, it's like that.
Great. 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 Great.
Okay, I think I got it.
Nier. Charlotte.
Excuse me. Apparently, Idol Showdown will have more characters down the road. They just updated their character selection screen, and supposedly there's like some empty slots. So they're still updating the game.
Great. Great.
heart meter also carries forward from the next round.
Near versus Sores. Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage. Battle 2. Engage. Near versus Percival. Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
How do you put that shoulder piece on? That was the wrong input.
Battle 2. Engage. Near versus Galleon.
Well, she's certainly gonna make
Believe in victory.
people lose gallons.
Engage. Great. 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 Great.
Whoa!
Great. 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 Great.
It's always the second person with the invincible. Oh,
Excellent.
oh, it's just like cross tag all over again. When the first person does their super, the second follows, and it's always second best.
Near versus Catalina.
Especially when it's very painful when it's a grappler.
Great. Excellent. Down. Battle 2. Engage. Great. Great. Great.
I missed the heavy. Missed the third hit.
Near
What time is it?
versus
Oh, 11 p.m. Make a wish, everybody. It's 11.
Believe in Victory. Battle 1.
It was something that my cousin made up a long time ago. I have no idea what I just did. I don't think that was right. Did she have a second super that I'm not aware of?
Battle 2. Engage. Great. 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 Finish.
He's not dead. Although I like to believe, just like in Mortal Kombat, the many times Raiden and Liu Kang had fought, maybe an example of how many times the time has looped
Great. Great.
That might explain all how you can just do fatalities between characters, even when they're friendly to each other. Like a fight between Jax and say Johnny Cage, definitely friends, but they can. What's stopping them from doing a fatality? And just like that, time would have to reset. Oh. She needs a hug. Although, yes, if she does hug somebody, death is sure to happen. Anyways, yeah, 11 p.m. It was gonna be a short one today, of course, because late evening. I couldn't stream the other 2 days because, yeah, the heat. I have AC on, yes, but no way. Somehow the extreme heat was like blazing through my windows, and you know, heated glass still counts as heat being produced, along with my gaming consoles, my laptop, my second monitor. Everything produces heat here, so those last 2 days I was like, yeah, no. I wanted to stream, but no, I can't. Not under heated conditions. So I had to, like, yesterday I had to blast the AC. Only on medium, just so I can turn my room into a freezer or something. And for extra added effect, I had to bring out my just a regular fan. But hey, according to meteorologists, looks like the temperature is dropping tomorrow because it's gonna rain. Although I don't know how long this. Obviously, it's not gonna last forever. We're just in the first month of summer. Wait until July happens, which is literally next week. Peak summer heat. Unless you're living in LA or any parts of the South. Because yeah, for sure. Oh. I know what it's like. I've been to Korea. I've been to Mexico. Holy smokes. Of course, you gotta get accustomed to it. Just like how the people down there, people in Mexico will tell you, oh, this heat is nothing, we're already used to it. Well, it's just like how people question, how the hell do Canadians survive through the cold? You people are used to this? Yes. Every day. Well, especially if you're in somewhere in one of the provinces. I think, where was it? It was in the city of Calgary. Holy smokes. Very cold. Even in the summer, it's not that hot. Although, thanks to global warming, I don't know, now I'm sure it's different. Anyways, let's see. Tomorrow's Thursday, right? Yeah. I don't know why. I feel like the week is kind of going fast, but not really. But yeah, tomorrow's Thursday. If I'm able to stream tomorrow. Tomorrow, well, I don't know. I don't usually think about what games to play stream. It's just based on whatever I'm in the mood for. Today it was Grand Blue because recently I just booted up. I was like, oh yeah, wait, I bought this game a couple of weeks ago. Might as well get down to it, and it's still fresh, thankfully, since they're still working on the DLC. Plus, with the recent announcement of the Arc System Works showcase, I was like, you know, Marvel Tokon is new. Gotta look back on some recent Arc System Works games. Do I have one? Oh yes, it was Blaze Blue, Grand Blue, that I bought a couple of weeks ago. And yeah, just taking a look back on the game. Although technically it is my first time playing the Rising version. I played the vanilla. Just to see all the changes, any kind of changes they made. And yeah, I kind of like noticed some. But yeah, let's see. So that's, yeah, the Arc thing is happening tomorrow evening. Again, I just saw the video, not premiere, the schedule. It says on YouTube at least 8:50 p.m. Maybe that's it's supposed to start at 9 officially, but I think they're doing the 10-minute, you know, what do you call that? Intro, intermission before the actual show starts. What I'm predicting is even just a little small snippet of Marvel Tokon. I don't know what to expect for this new title that they said. Either a whole new fighting game, new franchise, Blaze Blue makes a return, or the so-called One Piece anime fighting game. And then yeah, the one thing for sure that I know, actually, well, I'm kind of like 70% confident they're gonna show off Lucy for Guilty Gear Strive. And I think that's it, right? That would be the end of that current season of Guilty Gear, right? Because Lucy was the last, I'm pretty sure was the last character in the season. What they're gonna do after that, who knows? I mean, if they have a follow-up after Lucy, like they spew out a announcement. It's like, oh yeah, we're working on the next season for Guilty Gear Strive. So yeah, it's still we're still cooking stuff for the game. despite Marvel Tokon, I'm sure they want to keep their own flagship franchise going. Assuming if they announce Season 3. It should be Season 3, right? Because yeah, don't forget, of course, Arc, despite Marvel Tokon being in development and, you know, being their big next hitter next year, the thing is, that's a Marvel licensed game. Arc needs to have their own flagship. So whether they're gonna do a third season pass for Strive, or whatever this new title that they're going to announce soon will be the game that will carry them, like them as in like the Arc side themselves. Because again, Marvel Tokon, it's a Sony and Marvel product. Arc is just the core development. They are the ones carrying the load and making stuff. Well, I don't know, I guess Marvel is just there to be impressed by Arc's performance, and Sony, I don't know, throws money and helps market the game. You know, put a new trailer on their YouTube channel, and then since they own Evo, they'll be like, hey, yeah, make sure we got to get this game on demo release and show it to the public at Evo and blah blah blah. So I guess Sony would be the marketing team. And I get, and Marvel too. Marvel does. I do believe they do share the same upload trailer, and put it on their the Marvel Entertainment channel, right? Just like what they did with MVC3, because it's all Marvel, Disney Marvel. So at least that's what I think what the showcase is gonna be about, or what they're gonna have. They're gonna have a flagship game for themselves, so that, you know, they have something for themselves, and Marvel Tokon, you know, gives what Marvel and Sony wants. Yeah, I think that's all it. That's all I can predict. They didn't say how long it's gonna be, so could be long, could be short, but we'll see. One thing for certain, however, is that whatever this new game is that they're working on, it better be multi-platform. Especially for Switch 2. I mean, isn't Guilty Gear Strive on Switch, right? I'm pretty sure it is. If not, then hey, you know, with the Switch 2, it's a must. You can't just rely on Steam Deck, you know. Speaking of Switch 2, I'm just gonna say it out loud what my mind is thinking. I think they took a step back with Mario Kart World. I've seen so many of the tracks, and they don't look impressive. They most of the races I've seen has always the structure. It's just a straight line, which I get it because you're transitioning from one stage to another, especially when you're playing Knockout Tour. But think about it. If you see the layout on most of the maps, there's a couple of curves and turns, but nothing that says, "Oh, I gotta make a sharp turn here and there," like how you would with every traditional 3-lap course. Here, it's just checkpoint after checkpoint, which sounds something out of like both Gran Turismo and Forza Horizon would do. Just linear highway races, just straight road and a couple of turns. And yeah, I feel like, what happened? Usually every Mario Kart, I felt like every Mario Kart, besides 7, because I never had a 3DS at the time, and I lost interest with 7 when 8 came out, or was announced. But yeah, Tour, I don't know, I feel like for the first time in a long time, Tour now just leaves me unimpressed with what they did. I know there's going to be DLC, but there's a good chance that they're going to keep that linear structure for future DLC, which isn't that great. Because the whole reason why people love Mario Kart is 3 laps and shit happens between those laps. Here, the linear stages, sure, things happen as you're going along, but look how much space you have because of the 24-player racer count. Sure, there's a couple of obstacles that get in your way, like oncoming traffic, chain chomps, and whatnot. But I don't know. Maybe down the road maybe I'll change my mind. But as of now, I went from new Mario Kart, I'm excited. And then seeing so many people play the game, now I'm like, the charm is there, but the stages don't look that great. Heck, you can even see the step back with battle mode. Battle mode, all it does is it takes a section from one of the linear courses, and they basically put a fence around it, and then that's it. They call it a day. And that's probably the reason why there's only balloon battle and coin battle, because none of the stages would work for all the other modes like bomb on battle, renegade ops, things that Mario Kart 8 has that makes it great. I would not be surprised if Mario Kart World gets like a re-release and be like, okay, we fixed the battle mode. There's more traditional 3-lap courses, no more linear stages. Or we made the linear stages more shorter so that you can get to your destination faster or something. I don't know. I called it. I know it's too soon to call it right now, but the pattern is occurring. Nintendo having a great console, and then their next one just bad. At least sales-wise, they were happy that the console sold over 3 million units during its opening launch. But how much did the Switch 1 sell in that first week? But yeah. And heck, some people are now reminded about the whole game key card thing. Like where games, third-party games like, say, Hitman, where you have a physical copy, but guess what? The game is not in there. I mean, the whole game data is not in that cartridge. That's just literally why it's called key card. It's literally the key to accessing the game, but how you get the rest of it, you have to connect to the internet once, just once, install the entire game, and then that's it. And then you can just treat it as a traditional cartridge, like you actually have the game. Technically, yes, that is true. But on the other hand, I mean, and yeah, the first time you install it, then it's no problem. But on the other technical spectrum, that game cartridge carries nothing. It's just your ownership of the game, kind of. But the real data was there through the cloud online, just so you can install it into your Switch too. I mean, you know, when I heard about that, I could understand the argument there, but hey, as long as you can still treat it like a physical copy, then that's fine. But think about the people who don't have a fast internet connection. No, then those people would have to drag their docks next to their modem, use an Ethernet cable, get direct connection, fast connection, and just to download the game. Otherwise, you're gonna have to use the the Wi-Fi. And yeah, of course, there's a big difference between connecting to the internet with wired connection and wireless. Big difference. Heck, your Switch 2 can even tell you how much GPS goes through, upload and download speed. But yeah. So now I kind of like solidify my point, my choice that I would rather just get the standalone Switch 2, not the bundle, because the bundle comes with a digital code. Yeah, it sucks though, because then you would have to buy the physical copy of Mario Kart, which is $100. But considering that Mario Kart doesn't look that great anymore, at least for now for me, I could just skip it, come back, pick it up whenever I want it, once the storm settles down. Again, eventually I'll get it. But hey, on the bright side, I guess, Sonic Racing Cross World is looking better than ever. In fact, for the first time, I guess this is where we finally see the finishing line, photo finish, where Sonic is gonna actually kill Mario Kart. Okay, well, kill is too much of a strong word. Well, beat Mario Kart. Why? Well, according to people who got hands-on with it, yeah, I mean, yeah, they said the game is great. They're going back to what made it fun. Like, Forget about team racing. Think what All-Star Transform did. And wow, not only that, but I'm sure everybody has seen it already. SpongeBob and Patrick are coming! Along with Nickelodeon's Avatar and the TMNT Mutant Mayhem. Wait, Sega finally did it! Actually, wait, who's developing Sonic Cross Worlds? Is it in-house or is it Sumo Digital? But yeah, we live in a timeline. We finally have a game where Sonic and Hatsune Miku and SpongeBob are racing together. You know, I like to think that the reason why SpongeBob, Ninja Turtles, and Avatar are joining in, it's not just to cater to the fans and the memes. It's because Nickelodeon realized their own racing game was crap. I mean, to be fair, hey, they made 3 games. Maybe it sold well enough. But if they want to be in a better racing game, might as well face Sega. Well, for sure, Nintendo's not gonna say, sure, we'll have SpongeBob. I mean, imagine that, though. Who is developing Sonic Racing Cross Worlds? It's being developed by Sonic Team with members of Initial D Games development team contributing. Oh, so it is made by in-house with Initial D series of arcade racing. Okay, interesting. So Sega. So practically that means they're using Sega's. I mean, I haven't played the game myself, but from the looks of it, it looks like Sonic Team is using the foundation that Sumo Digital made, which makes sense because Sumo Digital, they did all the Sonic racing games. The first All-Star Racing, Transform, Team Sonic Racing. They pretty much, yeah, they pretty much helped create that path for Sonic Team, for Sega, to make the Sonic Racing that we know today. So that should be. It's gonna be interesting to see what an odd crossover. Sonic Racing with Patrick Star. Yeah, for sure. Nobody saw it coming. But you know who did? Joker. And yeah, there's like what, 3 more? I mean, there's like more, another unannounced franchise coming into. Excuse me. Alright. I think that's everything, right? Yeah, I said plenty enough. I just, again, I still do find it funny. We're gonna be racing in Bikini Bottom. I wonder how the Sega execs in Japan were thinking. I mean, yeah, they did. I mean, Japan does love SpongeBob. I mean, yeah, SpongeBob is a worldwide phenomenon. Oh yeah, 2 unannounced. Yeah, I was like thinking, was there one more? No, it was like 2 more slots or unannounced packs. Yeah. Although I wish, honestly, like I wish that they didn't get Avatar involved. I don't mind Ninja Turtles, but Avatar, I feel like they could have gotten gotten a better choice. I don't know why they chose Avatar. Well, whoever the other two packs are, I just hope it's not more Nickelodeon. There's already 3 Nickelodeon stuff there. I mean, SpongeBob was already good enough. Actually, you know, I take it back. SpongeBob was good enough. I don't know why they needed Ninja Turtles and Avatar. If anything, I would rather have a side-scroller beat 'em up with Sonic and Ninja Turtles together. A comic or something between Sonic and TMNT. Racing, not really. But don't get me wrong, I'm sure it'll be a sight to see. Right before the countdown, Shadow, sitting in his seat, and who's next to him? Raphael. On his right, SpongeBob on his left. And just like Mario Kart logic, I like how the NPCs in the course are so big. Squidward is big! And he's still loving his job at the Krusty Krab. And you know what, speaking of beat 'em ups, considering that I was like listening to some Shredder's Revenge soundtrack, and then I was reminded of Marvel Cosmic Invasion. And then I thought, you know, Sega could also benefit by having a beat-em-up game. But if they're not going to use Golden Axe or Streets of Rage, why not Sonic? It can work. I've seen that fan-made image of people. Somebody replicated the TMNT pixel art style, but put Sonic in there. And recreated like the beat-em-up style. I would be down for that. A lot of fans would be down for it. But no. Sega, I don't know. They're still working on that. Other multiple projects, the revival of their franchises. We still haven't heard a single update on the Crazy Taxi, Golden Axe, and Streets of Rage. But at least, yeah, Shinobi's coming back. They still gave us some updates, trailers on that. But yeah, I kind of wonder what's happening to all those other ones. And House of the Dead 2. I know some people are not having good impressions with House of the Dead 2 remake. Like how the lighting looks so off. Yeah, I saw it myself and I was like, nope, the sunset is too bright in comparison to the original. Nah, I like the poopy brown color tone that the original had. Obviously it was an early development, so hopefully they, fix all that. And of course, somebody. They got. Maybe there is already one, like a light gun for next-gen consoles. Heck, I bet a third party is now currently working on making a light gun for the Switch too, since that's, the newest console. Unless, unless a light gun had like a universal USB connector, you can connect it on any console and PC and it works fine. Like Mad Cat. Like Mad Catz, the infamous company known for third-party peripherals. Hey, I once owned a Mad Cat product, and it went well. Maybe I got lucky. I don't know. But yeah, Sonic beat 'em up. I would be down for it. Anyways, what else? Is there anything? No. I think that's it. Oh man, I yapped a lot. Well, alright. As usual, if I get a chance to stream tomorrow, anytime pretty much, you'll be the first to know on Twitter. And yeah, I have to remind myself YouTube does have like a community post, so I'll also post the heads up there too. Whichever social media you prefer, YouTube, Twitter, and yeah. And yeah, hopefully I don't stream this late in the evening. But somehow I have a little bit more energy like today. Alright, so I will then see you guys in the next stream. You folks have a good day and a good night. See ya, folks.
もしいいものを知っていた